A third party rarely sees success in American politics, but a new party has formed, aimed at uniting Republicans and Democrats who are exhausted by extremism, and sights are set on Texas. We sat down with former Democratic candidate for president Andrew Yang, the co-chair of the Forward Party. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. It's good to see you in person.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Welcome to Texas.
Yeah, thank you.
And explain why you're here. Why does Texas matter to the Forward Party?
Oh my gosh, Texas is core to the Forward Party because there are so many folks here that don't want to move left or right, they want to move forward, and they're being suppressed by a political system that's really blanking out a lot of people's voices and what they want for the future.
How are you going to change that?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to provide an option for Texans in all parts of the state. In the 43% of races that are uncontested or uncompetitive, it turns out a majority of the races in the state are nonpartisan. So you can run as a Forward Party member, or in some cases a Democrat or Republican, and we'll get behind you as long as you're not about the extremism.
Is it pie in the sky to think that someone can get elected in this state who doesn't have an R or a D and is not appealing to the extremes on both of those sides?
Well, there's an enormous opportunity here, and we're seeing it on the ground. We've already had hundreds, thousands of people sign up for Forward Party Texas, and the growth is happening every single day. So the pie in the sky is really imagining that you can have a dysfunctional political system and not have people rise up for an alternative.
How are you going to do this? Because right now you're just a minor party. How do you elevate yourselves to actually get the stature to where people look at you and think, oh, we can do this?
This is true. So to get to major party status here in Texas, we need 83,000 registrants. We're well on our way, and that's one reason I'm here over this week, is to get people to sign up.
How do you dismantle something that's been in place for so long? I know that you want to talk about ranked choice voting, nonpartisan primaries. But those two things are just, so different from how we do things here in Texas. How do you begin to dismantle that?
Well, if you look at the reality on the ground, let's say in a lot of the rural parts of the state and the Republican-led areas, 43% of those races haven't even had a challenger for a while. So, and I'm going to tell it like it is. It's not like Democrats are showing up there being like, we're going to make a difference here in this area. They've given up on those areas. So the way you change this is you go to those areas and say, hey, here's a person who's running. They're running as Forward Party, and no one knows what the heck that means. So they'll have to look at it and say, what does this person stand for? And they'll like what they hear and say, this is actually what I want, as opposed to this out of touch legislator who I actually barely know who they are and they're not a presence in the community.
Many people have looked at Texas as almost just like an ATM to fund candidates on both parties, Republicans and Democrats. Clearly, it's going to take a lot of money to compete with that. How do you do that? Is funding coming in? Are you seeing donors? Or is that part of the strategy moving forward?
We've already raised, let's call it like thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars here in Texas because the appetite is so high. Most people here know that it's not working the way it is, and they want an alternative, and we're just going to grow and grow. Most importantly, in terms of people and registrants and elected officials, but also monetarily.
How concerned are you about just the current status of politics, particularly in Texas, but across the country, because there is such deep divisiveness?
It's one reason why our mission at Forward is so important, is that we can sense the polarization and the anger and the hostility just rising and rising. And we need to tamp it down and give people what they actually want, which is common sense leaders who want to solve problems and make things better for us and our families.
Is there going to be a 2024 Forward candidate running for president?
Well, we might support someone, but we ourselves are focused at the local level. The goal in 2024 is to have dozens of people who could have D or an R next to their name or Forward show up and be on school boards, city councils, county executives, but also even at the state legislator level, because if you had, let's say, 10% of the state house that was Forward, then you could reduce the extremism and make it so that people had to work together.
Andrew Yang, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you. Great to be here.
This week's Yolitics podcast features more from Yang and his fellow Forward Party co-chair, former New Jersey Governor Christine Todd Whitman. She is a Republican. While you are downloading this episode, be sure to subscribe. You can find Y'all-itics wherever you get your podcasts.